Alright, guys, Lord Nolan here, and today we're going to talk about Rock's reunion. So, the most powerful pirate crew, I guess, to ever grace the One Piece world, Rocks. And I'm assuming the two biggest members of Rocks have just reunited. And that is, of course, Big Mom and Kaido. Now, what we have there is a very big problem for Luffy and company. But here's the caveat to this. Before this alliance, the Navy wasn't coming. But now, after the Rocks Pirates come together, I think that is something the Navy cannot ignore. They can't let that slide. If they allow the Rocks Pirates to take on the entire world unchecked with very little backup, no other pirates are gonna fight Big Mom and Kaido. The only ones crazy enough are there now. So if minus Beige and a few others, but really the ones that are there now are the ones that would fight them. Even some of their own people were working with Kaido, aka Doflamingo. So to say like the Marines are gonna let this slide, to say that they're not informed, to say that they don't know what's happening and they're just gonna not show up in Wano because of a few samurai, that's not gonna work out now. Yeah, the revelry's going on. I get it. But the revelry at the same time is probably being extended because of things that are popping up in the revelry. Things that are going on with the supernova rising, the things that are going on with these crazy Yonko situations, things that are going on with Blackbeard, things that are going on with the Seven Warlords, and it's a lot. It's a lot of things happening. A lot of things happened in them 2 years. A lot of things happened just before the time skip. A lot of things happened after the time skip. There may be a fifth Yonko, which I think would be Gonko if it's 5. But they may even be changing the name of how many emperors there are. Like, you understand how big of a thing that is? Because Luffy is legit an admiral. Like, he's legit an admiral. Whether people call him an emperor of the sea or anything like that, he's a legit admiral. And he also has territory, including Fishman Island, Alabasta, Dressrosa, and several other islands that he has come to before the time skip. Like, before he's even able to go gear forth. The dude already declared war on the new world. He declared war on the world government. He declared war on all the Yonko. He's proclaimed to be king of the pirates for as long as anybody can remember. He was brother to the son of Gold Roger, and he's the son of the world's most wanted criminal, Dragon. He was trained and seen with Rayleigh, Dark King, right hand to Gold Roger. And he has been known to wear the straw hat that Shanks used to wear, that red-haired Shanks used to wear. And he came and fought alongside Whitebeard. This man is now in Wano, and he is taking on Kaido and Big Mom. And as far as the world may be concerned, he is a third Yonko. So that's 3 Yonko in one island. And not only that, 2 of them have just teamed up. The Navy is not going to let that slide. The son of Dragon, brother and or cousin to the, not cousin, brother of Gold Roger's son, Garp the hero's grandson, the 5th Emperor of the Sea. Like, there's no way that the world government lets this go. And so They're probably gonna send Kizaru. I know that much. He was itching. He was itching to go before, or not. What is it? Nah, he was. Yeah, they're gonna send Kizaru. They're gonna send Kizaru. They they may or may not send freaking Sakazuki. Who knows? Who really knows? He may end up going. Now, Fujitora's at the referee. Green Bull's at the referee. Garp is at the referee. So Sengoku may have to come out of retirement. And if he doesn't come out of retirement, they're going to send all the fodder Marines that they can, as many vice admirals and vice captains and commodores. And they're going to send the bulk of their forces. And then you got maybe CP0 or a contingent of them going off into what is potentially like the biggest fight of the whole story. I can almost guarantee you that there's going to be several different organizations in this one spot. A whole nother fleet that is just out and about, waiting to be called on by their admiral, Luffy. And they're out there doing God knows what. But once Luffy fights Kaido, they're going to have to show up. And if they don't show up, then I really don't know what other thing besides the Marines could save Luffy and company. Like, let's say that Luffy doesn't bring his armada. Let's say the Navy doesn't show up. You really think, what, 4 Supernova, the first the 2 first mate Supernova, 6 altogether. What was it, like 3,500 samurai, 7 of the scabbards so far, and a bunch of disenfranchised poor people, and then the prisoners, which would probably put it at about like maybe 5,000-6,000. Like, yeah, that seems like a large number. It seems like a large number, but at the same time, like, people like to talk about the samurai like they're just this unbeatable force. You forget Zoro beat down handfuls of samurai in a matter of seconds. Sliced one up with a seppuku blade. Or seppuku? The little blade that they commit suicide with. He sliced up a whole temple, magistrate, and then went to work on all the guards. And those were samurai. Like, as much as people want to say that they're not, like, the whole land of Wano, anyone with a sword is a samurai. And so if Zoro could beat that many of them by himself, you got Jack, you got Queen, you got King, you got the numbers, you got the, what is it, Flying Six? I keep wanting to say Flying Six, I don't know why. You got the headliners. And then you got Big Mom's little contingent of super powerful fighters. And then you've got Big Mom and Kaido. Like, just them 2 alone could fodderize so many of the samurai that they've ranked in their numbers. And then you've got all the top fighters, minus Katakuri, minus, I think, Oven and Daifuku. No, I don't know if Daifuku's there. I think Daifuku's there. I think Daifuku, Smoothie, and Perospero are there. And they're 3 pretty tough customers by themselves, minus Katakuri and Oven. And then you got Mondour, I think Mondour is there. I'd have to go back and check again, but I think Mondour is there. And that dude could trap people in, like, illusions. Like, I don't know the capacity of people he can trap in illusions, but he can trap people in illusions. it's it's a very, very tall mountain to climb if the Marines don't show up. And to say that the Marines don't take advantage of this and this opportunity to fight three Yonko, three Yonko in the same place, all pretty much at odds with each other. One might possibly betray the alliance and get all of them at one time just because a couple samurai and they don't know the power of the samurai. Like, no, no, he's not gonna let that go. I can almost guarantee you he's not gonna let that go. Like, it was like, oh, you know, freaking Sakazuki's like, oh no, I can't go into Wano and have people die because we don't know what the samurai are about. But you do know what Big Mom and Kaido are about. You do know Luffy is a problem for the world government. Not in the story. He's obviously the main character, but for the world government, he's a problem. Like a big problem. They know that there's I would assume that they know there's a supernova there because I think they had pretty good intel. Like they had CP something. They had two representatives from one of the CP organizations show up there to get weapons. So it's like they have to have at least had intel. Like no one knows what happens to them after Orochi pretty much flipping the bird and was like, get off my island unless you're gonna give me Vegapunk. So I would assume that they got agents in Wano. Shoot, Drake could be an agent. Like, who knows? Who knows who they got working in Wano? Because they got the information pretty easily. They tap their lines pretty easily. It's not that hard for them to track what these two are doing. So they know they can't let this go on. They know that right now their best chance is to hit them while they're all fighting. This is going to be a large-scale battle with multiple sides all fighting each other, and the Marines will arrive in Wano because of this alliance. Not before it, but because of this alliance. They're going to show up in Wano ready to take on as many pirates as they can, and they're going to show up with force. Whatever they have left that's not at Reverie. Whatever they have left that's not guarding the Gorosei, the empty throne, and the kings of the world. Whatever is not right there, taking care of the hierarchy of the world, is going to Wano. Like, there's obviously going to be small outliers that stay in parts of the rest of the world to show that they still got force, but they're gonna send a force. They have to. They can't not respond, because like I'm telling you, it's gonna be a big deal. And also Kaido and Big Mom are talking about taking over the world. Like, you gotta nip this in the butt now if you're the world government. You gotta nip it in the butt at its infancy, because they know what rocks can do. They know what rocks can do, and they're not about to let that go. Garp's not even with them right now. They may dispatch him. I will say that they may end up dispatching Garp, which would be interesting to see Garp and Wano with Luffy and his crew. See how that goes. And if they dispatch Garp, obviously they're probably going to dispatch Kobe. So it's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting to see who the Navy sends, or the Marines. It's going to be interesting to see who the Marines send, because there's a lot of interesting reunions that we can get with the Marines. And not only that, there's a lot of interesting combinations of fights that we get with the Marines. Because imagine now, instead of Luffy having to face Kaido alone, or, obviously with the other supernova alone, maybe you toss an admiral in there. Just push it a little bit over the edge, because the admiral knows what's at stake. And he's like, all right, look, you are not, because Kizaru is willing to let people go if they're not the top, the top people that are in the area that needs to be beaten down or taken down or whatever. And the Celestial Dragon thing's been it's been years now. So the world government's kind of whatever. They're not pushing for like the guy that punched the celestial dragon to still get executed. But he knows that Kaido's there and he's the top priority along with Big Mom, not Luffy. So he may even, he's lazy justice. So he may even team up with a couple of supernova in the beginning, and then we'll see how that goes. But there's a lot of interesting team ups, a lot of interesting unions, a lot of interesting fight patterns, a lot of interesting fight styles, a lot of interesting outcomes that happen when you introduce the Navy into it. And depending on who they send, this story could get real hectic, real gruesome, real destructive, real chaotic. And then also like a little bit nostalgic for people that have been watching it for a long time. And you get to see people from the beginning of the series that we haven't seen for a while. But that being said, this alliance is the catalyst for introducing the Navy into Wano. And how it turns out is gonna be mind-boggling. Cause I got faith that Oda's gonna, have something real special. Like Marineford was a masterpiece. I can only imagine Wano will follow suit and double down. So that being said, follow me on Facebook and Instagram at Lord Nolan 91 respectively. Subscribe to Lord Nolan on YouTube. Drop a like for the video, and if you have any ideas on who's gonna arrive, whether it's the Navy or Luffy's Armada, maybe both, talk about it in the comments. And if you want to be a guest and you're in the San Antonio area, hit me up on the DMs on Instagram. And after you're in one of the videos, you'll be put into a drawing. The drawing will end in November, and there will be a piece of memorabilia from anime, movies, video games, of whatever type, given on Christmas. And that's all for now. Lord Nolan out.
I made a way for myself till I feel safe on the shelf. I know that niggas gon' hate, but I'ma get paid if nothing else. Till I'm in the grave, till I'm in the grave for myself. Fuck 'em, I don't need no help, 'cause I wanna change on myself.